I started doing this, man, I think 2 years ago now. Yeah, I was 14. I was actually trying to get a job here cleaning tools after they got back from calls. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. Like seeing how, firefighters work, but being able to actually do it, that just changed my whole mindset. And I'm like, yep, this is it. The dream for it is to keep doing it on the side because I want to work hard when I'm young so I can have that life I want when I'm 40. A lot of my hard working, if you want to say, I think that comes from my parents. I gotta owe it to my parents. I don't think most kids my age actually understand what their parents do for them. My biggest thing that I will tell anybody is you have to get right with God. You have to. It is like a non-negotiable.
Okay, so let's get into this right now. Your name is Caden.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us. So we came and visited, we interviewed Russell, and we were just super impressed by you. So when we're driving away, we're like, we've got to interview this kid. We've got to get your story. Well, let's start with location. We're in Greenville. Do you say Greenville or Greenville?
Greenville. And there's a reason behind it.
Okay.
So I don't have a South Carolina accent.
You do though. You do though. I can hear it.
It didn't start like that.
Okay.
So we're from New York. We're from upstate New York near Syracuse. And I used to be like, the New York accent was a lot worse. When we moved down here, it kind of like equalized out, especially now. So I'm in between, I'll say like y'all here and there, and I'm also in between the New York accent. I'll say these words without even thinking about it. And it sounds like I'm straight from Sicily, right, And
so when did your family move out to South Carolina?
Ooh, I think we've been down here 3 years. I think it was 2021 in like November.
Compared, do you like living out here?
I love South Carolina. I hate the weather. The weather kills me.
Is it the heat?
100%.
Because obviously being from that far north, you're gonna like the colder weather.
I love the snow. I love looking at the snow. I love seeing the snow. I love feeling the snow. I love rolling around in the snow. When we moved down here and wintertime comes around, I'm like,
it's not much.
It's still green, It's a change, but it still gets cold down here.
It snows and it goes away. I imagine it melts kind of the next day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had last December, we actually had a small winter storm hit South Carolina. And that was super cool. And being able to just sit out, I was probably sitting right here and I was looking out the bay door and I just saw the snow falling. I'm like, man, this feels like home. It was cool.
So you're a volunteer fireman here. What is that? When did you start doing that? And what made you want to do that?
So I'm a volunteer. I'm a junior firefighter. That's the name.
Junior. Would that be considered volunteer still?
Yeah, because it's volunteer work. Yeah.
Okay.
I started doing this, man, I think 2 years ago now. Yeah, I was 14. So you can start being a junior 14 to 18. So I'm right in the middle now, and it's funny, a lot of people don't know this. I got into the fire service. I was actually trying to get a job here cleaning tools after they got back from calls. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. And I sent in a little application on the website, and Lieutenant Newer got back to me. He called me up, he's like, you want to come check it out? I'm like, sure. Again, I thought I was going in for an interview. Well, they kind of explained it to me, and I'm like, oh, this sounds better. So I said, let's do it. And first day here, I loved it. And my dad, he was a volunteer firefighter close to after 9/11 to like 2015, I think. I was really young, but I do remember I tried his fire gear on and stuff like that. And he's a big reason why I want to be good in the fire service, even if I got into the fire service in a funny way. But I think that's why I got it.
What does your dad do? What do your parents do?
Yeah, so my dad, he's an engineer at GE, General Electric.
Okay.
And my mom, she babysits on the side.
Okay.
She loves kids, so she does babysitting.
She was a stay-at-home mom then?
Yeah.
So you had your mom around?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go to high school, or do you go to high school? Are you homeschooled?
I've been all over the board. Every kind of school I've done. Majority of my life, so again, in New York, I was in person. I went to Catholic school.
Okay.
I went to normal public school. When COVID happened, we transitioned to online school. So it was still in the same school district. It was just online. We haven't gone back since. Or no, we went back once. But we've been online primarily. It has the structure of a school, a normal high school, but everything's online.
Okay.
It's called South Carolina Virtual Charter School. And man, they've been so flexible with the career center I'm going to go to this year. And they've been really awesome.
Are you currently in school now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so does that help you with doing the junior fireman?
Yeah, so I haven't started school. I start school August 11th.
Okay.
But I'm going to the Career Center to get my certifications for being a fireman. So it'll be awesome.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Do you plan to be a fireman?
Yes.
Is that one of your goals?
That is a big goal. Ever since that day when I, 14, came in here, I realized this is what I want to do, because I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got older, but I knew the traits of what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with my hands. I wanted to stay on my feet. I wanted to have something that's fulfilling.
Yeah.
First day I was here, I'm like, yep, this is it.
You said first day. What made you think, oh, this is it?
So I think the first thing that really made me like, I want to be here is the brotherhood. They had bought dinner for the shift, and I was new, and they went out and bought dinner, and they came back, and they had forgotten to get me dinner. Now, to be fair, I came in later. But at the time, Assistant Chief Sessions, he is now, at the time he was Lieutenant Sessions, he drove out and bought dinner for me. And that was the first thing, like, all right, these guys care about me, even if I'm here for a day. And what really solidified it was the first time I got to do training, like seeing how firefighters work, but being able to actually do it, that changed my whole mindset. And I'm like, yep, this is it.
Now, do you find them to be encouraging?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. When you hang out with the guys, training or sitting on the recliners after a full day, right? You're hanging out with them, you definitely get encouraged. And there's times here and there we make fun of each other and all that stuff, but it's really fun.
So one of the things we were impressed by, and also Russell was impressed by, is that you have your own landscape company, right? Mm-hmm. When did you start your company?
It's actually fairly new. I think I started it probably 3 or 4 months ago.
So how many clients do you have?
I have 14 bi-weekly clients, and then I have like landscaping jobs coming in, like this morning.
Yeah.
I had one. I have landscaping jobs, probably 3 or 4 big ones a month.
Do you plan on building it up to a business you could sell, or keep the business even when you become a full-time fireman? How does that look for you?
It's slowly expanding, which I like. I don't want to get too busy because, with school and everything. Yep. And the dream for it is to keep doing it on the side and hire a couple of people, because I've seen how fulfilling it is in a way, and how you can make some money doing it. And I think that'll be really good, especially because I want to work hard when I'm young so I can have that life I want when I'm 40. I'll do that part-time, make it an actual company, and hire some people.
What are you doing with the money that you're making right now?
I'm saving a lot of it. I'm trying to get a truck.
Okay.
That's a huge goal of mine.
And you want to pay cash for it?
That cash,
okay.
Straight cash. That's the goal. And I don't want anything fancy. As long as it starts,
Yeah.
That's the goal. But I want a truck, hopefully a Ford. But that's the goal. And a lot of the money I make is going into savings. Okay. And I'll let myself get a nice meal here and there. But
to know what you want, to be working hard and have a little business, and to get into something like this and know you want to do that at 16 years old, at 14 years old, really, because that's when you started it. That's really impressive.
Thank you.
To me. Where do you owe that kind of direction in your life to?
So a lot of my hard working, if you want to say, I think that comes from my parents. I gotta owe it to my parents. They've instilled values in me since I was like 4, probably younger. They've taught me how to work hard, especially my dad. He gave the perfect example of waking up every morning at 5:30, going to work, no matter how he feels. When a 5-year-old sees that, it's like, my dad loves me so much, he's willing to get up every morning this early, go to work for me. I want to do that for my family.
So, okay, I got to stop you though, because not every kid appreciates that about their parents. Their parent may do that and they just don't appreciate it. What do you think it is about you that allows you to see that and appreciate it? Because that's unique to you. I'll give you something there. That's unique to you. Not a lot of kids do that.
When I got a little older, not that I'm old, but when I got a little older, especially around this age, I heard a lot more stories about what my parents actually did. For example, when we lived in New York and I was really young, they didn't have money to keep the heat on, and I'll be honest. and my mom baked muffins, and she opened the oven to let heat in the house. And just hearing those small stories and seeing what they do to me for me day to day, that contributes a lot to it.
I just find that interesting because my parents didn't come from a lot either, and I don't know that every kid separates what they witness from taking it personally. You know, like my parents didn't have anything, or having resentment towards their parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas as you're looking at it, like you empathized with what it must have been like for them and still appreciated it. Why was that? Why do you think you did?
Well, I think there's two reasons. One, I think when I really started getting close to Christ, I think that's something. But I think a second thing is when I started here, and I haven't seen anything crazy, but I've seen a couple calls that I felt like real empathy for people. And I think, man, look at the situation I'm in. Who do I owe that to? My parents. Like, look at what my parents did, right? You know, and I'm very blessed to be able to have what I have through my parents and the man upstairs, right? I think those are the two big reasons.
Do you see other kids your age that maybe don't have that appreciation for their parents?
I do, and it sucks to see that. I don't think most kids my age actually understand what their parents do for them, and it sucks. I've been able to, be fortunate from when I was like 5, actually have the understanding of, look at my dad getting up in the morning and going to work every morning at 5:30. Look at my mom baking, muffins in the oven to keep the house warm. Like that stuff is...
It meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
And it still means a lot to you.
For sure.
So let's get on that subject. Do you see yourself having kids yourself?
100%. I want a big family. I want to have, like, when I'm a grandpa one day, I want to have like 70 people in a room that all came from me. I think that's such a cool idea.
So family means a lot to you.
100%.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a, 20-year-old brother and a 14-year-old sister. So I'm right in the middle.
So what's your brother doing?
He works for a company called Broad River Retail, and basically they go over a ton of stores. I think he's over at like Ashley Furniture right now.
Okay.
And he does safety and compliance, make sure people are, not getting hurt doing stuff, and they're making sure if someone like steals stuff, they're tracking them down on that. He's basically like a detective.
That's great. Now, did he stick around in South Carolina, or did he move to another state?
He stuck around in South Carolina. I think as a whole, our whole family is super close to each other, and we all care about family just as much as the next person does. And my brother loves the family just as much as I do, and so does my sister and my dad and my mom.
So you really see that between the whole family.
For
It's
sure.
really a big part of who you are. That's incredible. And a lot of families are separate, So I encourage you to never lose that. So do you have a girlfriend currently?
Not yet. Hopefully it's in the works soon.
Yeah, don't put pressure on that. It happens. It'll come. You never know where you're going to meet.
Well, hopefully with the new school year.
But you're young. Take your time with that.
I think a lot of kids my age over-obsess about it too. And then things like not appreciating your parents or not working hard enough comes along with that. I never liked that too much. But I do want a girlfriend, so.
Well, you want a family, so you got to start with a girlfriend.
Got to start somewhere, right?
You got to start somewhere. So you mentioned that you feel like faith was a big part of that.
For sure.
For you. And where were you introduced to faith?
Oh, I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
So up in New York, I was baptized Catholic.
Yeah.
When I was born, I was baptized Catholic. I never really understood church. I went to the Catholic school. I never understood church. I just knew it as a place I went on Sundays that I had to look good for. And we kind of drifted away from church, but we moved down here, and some neighbors invited us to their non-denominational church. Again, it was just church to me, I knew a little more, but I didn't know enough. And we started going there. Some other things went down, so we left that church, and we did the same thing with a Baptist church. Now, the Baptist church was awesome. We had some friends there who invited us. They're our neighbors. They invited us for Easter Sunday, and we started going, and man, it was awesome. Awesome people, awesome community. But I wanted to know more, so I started doing my research on church tradition and the early church fathers. I figured out a whole ton of stuff, And one week, I asked my brother, because he was kind of looking into it too. I'm like, can we go to a Catholic Mass this Sunday? He's like, sure. So we drove there, and it was something different.
It hit home for
Yes, it was awesome. And I've been regularly attending that Mass, even throughout weekdays. I just love it so much. It genuinely feels like home.
Wow,
and I
that's
think
awesome.
That's something that's really cool.
Can you explain that a little? Can you put that into words, why it feels like home to you?
It offers something that no other church, no other like Protestant church offers. That is the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist, the communion, bread and blood. Something about that, and the first time I took communion since we moved down here, man, it's just feels like you've been hungry all day, and you finally eat a really good steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And man, it's just a super cool feeling.
Spiritually.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I love it so much. And we're meeting people there, and people love my brother and I. We love them too. It's awesome.
So it just gives you a foundation to build
Yes.
your life on, you
Yeah.
think. So you obviously you're gonna want, in a future spouse to have some faith.
Sure, for sure. And that's where the girlfriend thing has come back in, because a lot of girls my age don't have faith, especially Catholic faith. And that's a big thing for me. The Bible talks about being equally yoked. That's a huge thing for me. When I'm a dad, I can't have my kids asking me why mom's not going to church with us, that's not happening.
That's
I
really
think I
awesome.
still owe that back to my parents too, because they introduced me to the Catholic Church, even if I didn't fully understand it.
So I got a deeper question for you. I like to ask this question to the adults that we interview, but do you believe that everyone has a purpose?
I think everybody has a purpose. I think everyone's purpose is different, but I think it revolves around the same thing, Christian or not. I think everyone's purpose should be to serve Christ, and that goes in different branches. For me, right, I think I serve Christ through the fire department. I think the priest at my church serves Christ through being a priest. I think an engineer serves Christ through being an engineer. I think everyone has a purpose, but everyone's purpose isn't the same.
So how do you walk in that purpose?
The best way, I think it's a little easier in this job, because every call you're helping somebody, and every single call you're serving Christ's people. So I think that's a really this job makes it a little easier. If you have a different job, I think understanding that everything you do is for Christ, I think that makes it easier. Like you guys, I think you come around, and I think you guys serve Christ by asking people stories.
I agree. So what do you do for fun?
Ooh,
What are your hobbies?
good question. So I actually work a lot. I consider this a hobby.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
great.
consider it a hobby. I love doing this though.
Yeah.
I genuinely find enjoyment doing this. But I got a dog named Clark, and oh man, I take him everywhere. I take him on drives, I take him on walks. I love hanging out with that dude. I love playing video games.
Okay. What's your favorite video game?
I actually play Roblox a lot.
Okay.
And it's funny because we play it with my dad, me, my brother, my sister, and my dad. We play it a lot. And card games. Oh man, we play blackjack at home. It gets serious, and I lose every time.
Do you?
Oh yeah. I think I've won maybe once.
So where do you see your life in? You said you want to be kind of financially free at 40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that look like? Do you want to stay in South Carolina? Do you want to travel the world? What does that look like for you?
I think financial freedom, a lot of people get it wrong. I
Okay.
think that doesn't mean you have $100 million in the bank
Right.
account.
I agree with that.
I think to have financial freedom, you don't have to worry about working ever again. My goal is to be retired by 45. That's a big goal.
It's a great goal. So what advice could you give to a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old that maybe that you see right now, in your peer group?
My biggest thing that I will tell anybody is you have to get right with God. You have to. It is like a non-negotiable. If you want to get better, you have to get better with God. It's not even you can't negotiate. Like you have to do it. That is something that I say to everybody. I've been saying to my friends for a long time that
When you say that to them, how do they react?
some are like, yeah, I know. And some are like, yeah, okay.
All right, well, let's talk about that. What does it mean to be right with God?
You got to put your trust in him. You have to put your faith that he will be able to do everything and do it right. And I think you need to know that he has a plan. He wins in the end. And I think one of the biggest things is you have to serve him. You have to. Because that faith without works is dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to serve him enthusiastically. I think that's a big one.
That's so awesome. I love it. Well, what's the name of your business? What's the name of your lawn care business?
Thank you. Fireline Property Services.
Okay.
So
Fireline, that's perfect.
Exactly. I have a Facebook page, but a lot of it's word of mouth, which I love, because word of mouth is like a direct review of your business, right?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Well, you're an incredible human, and I appreciate you
Thank you very
spending this
much.
time with us.
Thank you, sir.
I think you're going to have an incredible career, and I hope you and I keep in touch.
Yes.
I just super appreciate your time.
Thank you very
Thanks
much,
for
sir.
having us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
It's a rare and beautiful thing to see someone so young and so deeply rooted in values. In a world where many kids his age are still finding their way, Caden stands as a beacon of purpose, maturity, and unwavering drive. His story is a powerful reminder that with the right heart and solid foundation, age is truly just a number. It leaves us with a profound hope that the future is in good hands. Thank you, Caden, for sharing your story. Until next time, thank you for watching.